In this video, we are going to understand the soil penetration test, commonly known as the SPT test. This is one of the most important in situ soil tests used in civil engineering to decide foundation type and design parameters. The soil penetration test is carried out inside a borehole to determine the strength and density of soil. There are two methods. A hammer-driven method. Do. Biomechanical drilling method. Explanation. A hammer-driven method. It measures the resistance offered by soil when a standard sampler is driven into the ground by a standard hammer. This test is mainly used to estimate bearing capacity, soil density, settlement behavior, and suitability of shallow or deep foundations. Now let us understand the equipment used for the SPT test. A drilling rig is used to make a borehole up to the required depth. A split spoon sampler is used, which is a standard cylindrical sampler split into two halves. A hammer of 65 kg weight is used, and it is dropped freely from a height of 750 mm. Drill rods and an anvil are used to connect the sampler to the hammer. One very important point here is that the hammer must be free fall. Rope-operated or manually guided hammers can give wrong results. Now let us understand the step-by-step field procedure of the soil penetration test. First, the borehole is drilled to the required depth as per soil investigation plan. After drilling, loose soil at the bottom of the borehole is removed properly. The borehole should be clean and stable before conducting the test. Next, the split spoon sampler is lowered into the borehole and placed at the bottom. The sampler is connected to drill rods and aligned vertically. Now the hammer is lifted and allowed to fall freely from a height of 750 mm. The number of hammer blows required to drive the sampler into the soil is carefully counted. The total penetration length is 450 mm, which is divided into three equal parts of 150 mm each. The first 150 mm is called the seating drive. The number of blows required for this portion is recorded but ignored for calculation. The next 150 mm is the first measured penetration, and the blows are counted. The last 150 mm is the second measured penetration, and the blows are also counted. The sum of the blows required for the second and third 150 mm penetration is called the SPTN value. For example, if 10 blows are required for the first penetration, 12 blows for the second, and 14 blows for the third, then the SPTN value will be 12 plus 14, which is equal to 26. This N value represents the resistance of soil at that particular depth. However, the field N value is not used directly for design. Certain corrections are applied to get the corrected N value. These corrections include overburden pressure correction, hammer energy correction, rod length correction, and borehole diameter correction. The corrected N value is used for calculating bearing capacity, pile capacity, settlement, and liquefaction analysis. After completing the penetration test, the sampler is taken out carefully from the borehole. The soil sample collected inside the sampler is removed. This soil sample is sealed properly in a polythene bag, labeled with depth and borehole number, and sent to the laboratory. Laboratory tests such as grain size analysis, moisture content, and Atterberg limits are carried out on the sample. Now let us understand how engineers use SPT results in real projects. If the N value is low, it indicates loose or weak soil. If the N value is high, it indicates dense or strong soil. Based on these values, engineers decide whether shallow foundations like footings are sufficient or pile foundations are required. SPT data is also used to decide pile length, pile capacity, and expected settlement of the structure. In redevelopment and high-rise projects, accurate SPT testing is extremely important because foundation loads are very high. Before ending, here are some important site tips. Always ensure that the hammer is free fall. Make sure the borehole bottom is properly cleaned before testing. Confirm correct depth marking and accurate blow count recording. A small mistake in soil penetration test can lead to wrong foundation design and serious structural problems. Do. Biomechanical drilling method. As you are seeing in video, this is mechanical method in which by means of diesel engine the rotary is connected by belt which continuously rotating to the vertical auger which can cut the soil and soft and hard rock by diamond round bailard at the end of pipe. By rotating pressure it skewed the rock. After the certain depth and core get full it gets out from the borehole. Core cleaned and store into the core collection box. After completion of complete boring work, core sent for the testing to the lab. This is the complete procedure of the soil penetration test. If you found this explanation useful, please like, share, and subscribe for more practical civil engineering site knowledge. Thank you.